Columbus Control Center, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Isa Jules Grandcy at the Columbus Control Center. How do you hear me?
Jules at Call CC, I hear you loud and clear. Space station is ready.
Perfekt. Wir haben hier ein paar Schüler der Grundschule Alling, die ein paar Fragen für dich haben.
We have some students from the elementary school, and we have some questions for you.
Guten Tag.
Hello, my name is Miriam. Hi, Miriam. What is the reason for your stay on ISS? Hello, Miriam. Nice to hear your voice. I have a photo of you and your classmates when you were on a school excursion. You're with me up here in the ISS. I'm just going to let it float. And you can see the iPad does not fall down.
Das ist auch der Grund, warum wir hier oben sind.
And that's the reason that we're up here.
Weil hier oben die Dinge anders sind.
Because things are different up here. Things move differently and without weight. And that's why we can do scientific experiments, which would be impossible to do on Earth. And these experiments we're doing up here, and that's why we can get very important information in order to improve life on Earth. For example, to discover new medicines, to help humans cultivate plants in areas where it's difficult to grow plants. And that's the reason why we're up here. That's why we do our research up here and live up here. My name is Tim, and I wanted to ask you, does the rocket launch cause much pollution?
Ja, hallo Tim.
Yes, hello Tim.
Es ist ja so, dass die Raketen, mit denen wir hier starten,
the fact is that the rockets that launch us, the Russian Soyuz, and they use oxygen and kerosene. And they're the same as in airplanes and cars. And so they do pollute the environment just a little bit. And that's the problem when you have a lot of cars and a lot of planes, and you have a lot of pollution. And if we had a lot of rockets, rocket starts don't take place very much. And so they use 1/3 of the fuel used by an airplane. And airplanes start and several hundred times a day. Because they're rarer, they do pollute a little bit, but not nearly to the extent as the airplanes do. Hello, I'm Annika, and I'd like to know the main thing people can do better on Earth to protect it. And do you have any resolutions on your daily life after you return to Earth? That's a very good point, of course. It's, of course, important because the last question was about polluting the atmosphere by the rocket launches. Can we do something to improve things? And that's why we're up here. We look down on Earth from ISS. And we can see what's happening. And we can see things that don't run so well on Earth. That pollution is taking over. That there's some things that we had better correct. For example, when people burn down forests, and that's something that we can see up here. From me personally, I've gained a new insight on how fragile the Earth and how small it is, and that the atmosphere is very, very thin. It looks like just a little haze. I have a globe here. And if you consider this as being the Earth, The atmosphere is thinner than my pinky. You can imagine it being that thin. And if you see it from the outside, it just looks as though you could blow it away with one breath. And that's something that I wasn't really so aware of before. And that's an impression I would like to take back to Earth, that people would recognize how important and how fragile our Earth is. And that leads to a lot of things being improved on Earth. And everyone has to decide for himself what he can do to take better care of the Earth. I want to convey that impression that the Earth is very fragile, and then everyone can decide for himself what he can improve. There are several things I want to do better when I return on Earth. And there's something everybody can do to treat our little blue planet a little bit better. Hello, I'm Felix. I'd like to know, what exactly can you see from the ISS? Can you see signs of deforestation or plastic waste swimming in the oceans? Hello, Felix. That's a very good question. When I fly over Europe, I can also see, Europe all at once. I can see Iceland on one side and Turkey on the other side. So you have a vast panorama. But even though it's very, very far away, some things are easy to see. At night, when I fly over Paris at night, I can see the Eiffel Tower. On the oceans, I can see, I can't see plastic pollution, plastic waste, but I can see deforestation very, very clearly. If I fly over the Amazon rainforest, I can see huge areas where there's no more forest, and I can see forest fires from space because of the smoke. And that the rainforest continues to be burned down day by day. And of course, that's not a very nice sight to see from up here. Hello, I'm Marcus. My question is, can you see our village Alling, or can you recognize people?
Ja, hallo.
Hello.
Alling habe ich, glaube ich, noch nicht ganz
I don't think I've quite seen Alling. And I think the reason for that is that I'm not quite sure exactly where it is, and it's very difficult to recognize. It took me a long time to recognize my own hometown, Künzelsau. It's very small. It's not like Munich. Munich I could see very easily. Künzelsau and Alling are not that easy to see because you fly over them so quickly. You have, it's fewer than 10 seconds. It's less than you can even hold your breath, and then you, it's very difficult. It's easier than, more difficult than seeing something on an atlas, because there are no borders delineating up here. It's not very easy to see, and the whole of Europe is just one huge area, and seeing one particular town is very difficult. And it took me a month to recognize for the first time my own hometown of Künzelsau. Hello, I'm Marilena. My question is, how is daily life in space? For example, do you have a washing machine up there?
Ja, the
daily life is, it's a little bit like taking a camping trip. That's how that's how I imagined it before I came up here, and it turned out to be that way. You don't have all the comforts of home, but it's a lot of fun. One thing you don't have is a washing machine. We only wear our clothing, wear them once. We wear them for more than one day, but it's only one time. For example, my T-shirt I wore for 1 week, and then it gets thrown away. We don't have a washing machine. Maybe the engineers are working on it. Perhaps that might be a nice project for you and your classmates, to design a washing machine that would work up here. And I, for one, would be very glad of it. Hello, I'm Benny. Do the days pass the same up there in space, and does your watch work as on Earth?
Ja, Benny.
Hello, Benny. The time up here is a little bit funny.
Ich war jetzt ein halbes Jahr hier oben.
I've been up here for half a year, and this half year has felt as if it's just flown by.
Ja, wenn man so schaut, wie es sich anfühlt, die rast hier oben.
The time just
hier oben so viel Spaß macht, weil man so
zooms by.
Es ist ungefähr so wie die Schulferien.
It's just like your school vacation, which passes more quickly than time during school, and it's a little bit like that up here. And if I look at my watch, my watch goes completely normally, and I can see the seconds. There's no physical effect on time or on my watch up here. The time up here is normal. It's just that it's so much fun to be in space. Time just flies when you're up here.
Hallo, ich bin der Lukas.
Hello, I'm Lucas.
Verlautet fühlen sich die Knochen in der Schwerelosigkeit genauso an.
How do your bones in microgravity feel the same as on Earth? Hello, Lucas. Yes, indeed, our bones feel exactly the same.
Vom Gefühl her mag man das, weil man sich ja nicht so sehr anstrengen muss.
Yes, it's a nice feeling because you don't have to try so hard. You just float very easily, and you don't have to put a lot of energy into your bones to move. But the problem is,
darauf reagieren, weil die
the bones react to that, and our bones don't know that we are in space, and so we're not needed anymore. So bones just sort of atrophy, and they reduce in size a little bit. And in the end, they would be so weak.
Sein Skelett einen gar nicht mehr richtig tragen würde.
And the result would be that when you land, your bones wouldn't carry you anymore. And the same is true of your muscles. It's like having a cast on your arm, and your muscles grow smaller, and after 6 weeks when the cast is removed, they feel weak. Yes, of course, this is a bad thing for us. We exercise 2.5 hours every day to prevent any of this damage. For example, immediately when this interview is over, I'm going to go on the treadmill, and in order to make sure that this does not happen to me.
Hallo Alex, ich bin
Hello, Alex. I'm Tim.
Festland oder auf dem Meer.
When you return to Earth, will you land on the mainland or on the ocean?
Ja, hallo Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Voraussichtlich und hoffentlich landen wir auf dem Festland.
Presumably, and the Soyuz capsule is designed to land in the steppe of Kazakhstan, and it's a very barren area with just a few brushes and trees. And just before we land, about 3/4 of a meter before we land, we have some braking rockets to break our fall. It's going to be kind of a hard fall in order to slow down our landing, and then we're in the middle of Kazakhstan, and we will hope that a few helicopters will come and help us out of our capsule and help us fly home. Hello, my name is Elena. My question is, what kind of training did you do to become an astronaut on the ISS?
Ja, hallo.
Hello.
Wenn man Astronaut werden will,
if you want to become an astronaut,
alles Mögliche machen,
you can do all kinds of things. The most important,
und dass es einem Spaß macht.
The important thing is that you're good at it and that it's fun. I was a geophysicist. I was investigated volcanoes and earthquakes. But you could be a physician. You can be an engineer, an astrophysicist. The most important thing is to be good at it in school, and that you do what you really enjoy. And then, if you're chosen as an astronaut, you have to attend astronaut school for 5 years, and that's where you learn all these things that you have to do up here, how you work up here, how everything functions, what all these cables are. And that's what you learn once you're in astronaut school. But the most important thing is what you do before you become an astronaut.
Ich bin der Florian.
Hello, I'm Florian.
Welche Experimente Sie dort oben machen?
And my question is what kind of experiments you carry out up there. Hello, Florian. That's a very good question. We do a lot of experiments up here. You can see all this equipment behind me are all part of very small experiments. We have more than 160 experiments going on here. I could talk to you for hours about these experiments. Many of them are concerned improving treatment of illnesses on Earth. It sounds funny that we can learn more about this up here. For example, we learned that bones and muscles atrophy up here. Then there's some diseases that people have on Earth where their bones or muscles atrophy on Earth. And we can make this happen more quickly up here, and we can carry out very important experiments up here in order to produce better medications to treat these illnesses at home. We research plants which can grow in very arid soil. This would help people who live in very arid regions on Earth so that they can grow plants and have more to eat. And these are two of the very important things that we do up here.
Hallo, ich bin der Florin. Und ich wollte fragen, ob Sie
Hello, I'm Florin.
schauen können. Und haben Sie überhaupt Freizeit?
I'd like to know, can you watch television up there, and do you have any leisure time during the day? Hello. Yeah, we have a little bit of leisure time. We have about an hour's time free. Okay, I take a lot of that time to look out the window because for me that's the most important thing. I love looking at the Earth. Afterwards, I don't have that much opportunity to do that. Of course, the ground control, mission control often sends up some television programs for us that they send up to us. And I'm planning to look out the window after dinner because that really is my favorite way of spending my free time.
Hallo, Alex.
Hello, Alex. I'm Benjamin. I'd like to know how big the ISS is, how was it constructed, and how was it taken up into space? Okay, the ISS is about as big as a soccer field because of the solar panels with which we generate energy. If I get out of the way a little bit, there's a very long tunnel that goes about 80 meters in that direction. There are about 10 or 12 modules that are all attached to each other in which we live. The space inside is about the size of a 747 inside. It's one of like a big jet plane that you fly over the ocean with. And the ISS came into space. It was constructed as modules. And the modules were transported into space individually with a space shuttle or a Russian rocket, and then they were attached to each other up here in space. And many of these parts were just attached to each other for the first time up here in space. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking because we didn't know if everything would fit exactly. And it took more than 1,000 people to construct this, and 16 different countries collaborated to put all this together, and it really is quite incredible.
Hallo, ich bin die Lisa.
Hello, my name is Lisa. Have you ever been to another planet? And could it be possible that there's another planet just like Earth? Hello, Lisa. I've often been to another planet, but unfortunately only in my dreams. Because I think, wouldn't that be fantastic? And in reality, that has not happened yet. Because at the moment, we don't have a spacecraft that can fly to another planet, but but it shouldn't take long before that's possible. And who knows, maybe one day you'll travel to another planet. We have to do some more research, but I think it's within the realm of possibility. If you look out there, if you look at the stars, there are probably more stars than there are grains of sand along sand on the beach. And if you take up a handful of sand and try to start to count them, that gives you some idea. And if you really were to count all of them, there would still be more stars than those grains of sand. And among them, there could be some planets that might be just like Earth. And I'm thinking that there's something that's very interesting out there. And maybe there is a planet out there that looks very similar to our Earth. Thank you very much, Alex.
That concludes the event here in Call CC.
Vielen Dank und
thank you very much and all the best to you. It was nice to have you here today. It was a lot of fun for me. And take care of our little planet Earth. It would make me. I would love to talk to all of you when I'm back on Earth. All the best to you.